welcome our blood viewers to RTD's News English Edition. As usual, we bring to you the major and top highlights of tonight. Let's follow. The head of state chairs the 12th session of the Council of Ministers, which was held today. And in the international scene, the earthquake in Morocco situation, the momentum of solidarity in progress to donate blood. Those were the major and top highlights. Welcome back to our newsroom, our beloved viewers. Under the chairmanship of the head of state, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, the 12th session of the Council of Ministers was held today, where four issues were on the agenda. The first issue was related to a communication on the evolution of prices of food staples because world prices have become unpredictable since the advent of the war between Russia and Ukraine. Let's listen to the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Government Spokesman, Mr. Mahmoud Ali Yusuf.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Sous la présidence du chef de l'État, son Excellence, M. Ismail Omar Guelleh, président de la République, s'est tenue la 12e séance du Conseil des ministres en ce mardi 12 septembre 2023.
The Minister of Trade and Tourism at the first question, communication on the evolutions of staple food prices. The Minister of Trade and Tourism has presented a communication on the evolutions of price for basic foodstuffs. He pointed out that for several months now the prices of certain products have been rising worldwide, particularly in countries that are net importers of goods and services. Indeed, fluctuations in world prices are due to the intensifications of the conflict between Russia and Ukraine and to various climatic phenomena that have occurred over the course of the year. As a result, and despite the fact that the state budget does not levy taxes on the first necessity product, our country is experiencing a rise in prices. The minister pointed out that since July and August 2023, sugar prices have risen significantly by 9% and will continue to fluctuate given the international context. The minister stated that the prices of basic imported foodstuff, such as flour, had risen by 6.38%. The minister also pointed out that the prices of certain products remained stable in July 2023, notably oil, milk powder, and pasta. However, the prices of ordinary pillam rice rose by 12% during this period, following the resolutions taken by the Indian authorities to limit exports and non-basmati white rice to mitigate the rise in prices of its domestic market. On the other hand, in order to ensure constant monitoring on the situation, measures have been taken to activate our strategic in-kind and fiduciary stock, which will be triggered to maintain price stability and manage inflation. Finally, the minister also mentioned that his department will be launching nationwide control operations scheduled to start in September 2023. The second question, draft law approving the financial account of the Arulos for the 2022 financial year. Arulos financial account for the 2022 financial year show income of 2 billion 3,072 million Djibouti franc with the net profit of 146 million. During 2022, the agency's activities were marked by the accelerations of work to complete the 414 apartment construction project at Pika 13, the development of 13 hectares of land in Barbara South, making available some 1,200 social plots, and the reconstructions of 177 burn-out housing units in the capital using its own fund. As part of the Zero Slums program, the agency finalized the development and reconstruction plan for 9 precarious neighborhoods targeted by the National Zero Slum programs. These neighborhoods, which now have a development plan, have been opened up to the cessation's amiable procedure. Lastly, in 2022, the agency issued 488 land registration certificates to people who had regularized their property through the cessation's amiable procedure. These projects, piloted by the Ministry of Towns and Habitat, are in line with the National Housing Strategy, which aims to improve the city's urban environment and facilitate access to home ownership for all our fellow citizens. The Presidency of the Republic, the third question is draft law approving the financial account of the 2022 financial account of the National Agency for the State Information System, the financial account of ANSI for fiscal year 2022 show incomes of 252 million Djibouti franc and expenses of 256 million during this financial year. ANSI was able to achieve the objectives assigned to it, namely the maintenance and operational readiness of the data center and the development of digital services in line with the National E-Government 2022-2023 strategy and its roadmap aimed at improving the agency's communication and raising awareness within the administration, as well as setting up the Centre d'alerte and de réponse aux attaques informatiques. In 2022, ANSI has launched the Integrated Electronic Informatic. In 2022, ANSI has launched the Integrated Electronic Document System, CIGED, as well as a new tax management system, CICTAS, and the Citizen Services Center. The Ministry of Communication charges of postal communication. The first question is the draft decree is to create an organization and functions of the steering committee for the Djibouti Fondement Numérique. The purpose of the draft decree is to create a steering committee for the Djibouti Fondement Numérique project, which aims to help our countries exploit its digital potential by mobilizing the public and private sectors and ensuring that a greater number of citizens and businesses have access to affordable connectivity and to the Internet. As part of its implementation, the DFN project calls for the creation of a coordination and steering body, in particular a project implementations unit and a steering committee. It is with this in mind that the present draft decree is issued. It defines the missions and organizations of the steering committee, whose missions will be to provide the necessary guidance on the implementations of project activities. The steering committee is made up of representatives of the various institutions involved. The adoption of this draft will guarantee the successful implementation of the project and ensure better coordination in its management. Communication. The Minister of Environment and Sustainable Development gave a mission report on the participations of the delegation led by the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, in the Nairobi Climate Summit held in Kenya from September 4 to 6, 2023. During the summit, the head of state delivered a speech emphasizing the importance of developing renewable energies. He also emphasized the need to develop the blue economy, an important source of green growth. At the close of the summit, the head of state adopted the Nairobi Declarations on Climate Change. The Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation government spokesman reported on the participation of the President of the Republic in the Quartet meeting IGAD held in Kenya on September 6, 2023. The Minister of Infrastructure and Equipment reported on his participation in the international conference entitled Sustainable Maritime Industries Conference Vision 2030 held in Jeddah on September 4, 2023. The Minister of Energy in charge of Natural Resources reported on his participation in the 5th International Solar Alliance regional meeting for the Africa regions held from August 30 to September 1st, 2023 in Kigali.
The Chief of General Staff of the Armed Forces, Lieutenant General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, received a courtesy visit this morning at the Officers Hotel Hassan Basuma Hassan of the Djiboutian Army. the President of the Mechanism Monitoring and Verification of the Ceasefire and Transitional Security Agreements in South Sudan, Major General Haile Gofna Iddosa, on the National Defense Forces of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, the CTS-AMVM of Joint Monitoring and Verification Commission for South Sudan was established to monitor and verify the implementation of the agreement on the resolution of the conflict in South Sudan by the signatory parties and armed groups. During the meeting, the two men discussed the security situation in the region, particularly in South Sudan, and the harmonization of the ceasefire monitoring mechanism and transitional security arrangements. Finally, the Chief of General Staff of the Armed Forces, Lieutenant General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, wished success to the Major General in the execution of his mandate. The Ministry of National Education and Vocational Training is currently organizing a training workshop at the cybersecurity at the Basic School Teacher Training Center Omar Gille Ahmed. This training is conducted by experts from the National Agency for State Information Systems. This training takes place from September 10 to September 14, 2023 and brings together at the CFEEF trainers with the aim of training their understanding of the importance of cybersecurity in the school context. The launch of this training workshop was carried out jointly by the Secretary General of MENFAB, Mr. Muhammad Abdullah Mahyoub, and the Director General of the ANC, Mr. Mustafa Mohammed Ismail. The training program encompasses several essential areas, including awareness of the risks of cyberspace, the inclusion and of adapted pedagogy, awareness of good practices in the use of digital technology, as well as the updating provisions of tools to adopt responsible behaviors online. It should be noted that this training of trainees is certified, which further reinforces its impact and importance for participants. The skill learned during this training will play a vital role in creating a safer online environment for students, as well as preparing the next generation to face the challenges and harms of the internet. The Ambassador of Ethiopia to Djibouti, His Excellency Mr. Berhanu Tesege, organized a magnificent musical evening and dinner in honor of the celebration of the New Year 2016 of the Ethiopian calendar. The event was held within the embassy grounds and was marked by the presence and distinguished guests from the Djiboutian side, notably the Secretary General of the Ministry of Commerce, Mr. Ali Dawood, the President of the Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Yusuf Musa Dawale, as well as the Director of the DMP, Mr. Jama Ibrahim. This evening was a true immersion in Ethiopian culture, filled with colors, emotions, classical melodies, and traditional Ethiopian dances. Official speeches also played an important role in the ceremony. The ambassador expressed his best wishes for happiness, health, and prosperity to all Ethiopians living on the Djiboutian soil, as well as the Djiboutian who shared the celebration with them. An essential point of the speeches was the emphasis placed on the excellence of the bonds of friendship between the two people and the two countries. These links are strong and cover many areas, including economic, energy, and port cooperation. The ambassador highlighted the mutual interdependence of the two nations, highlighting the mutual benefits of this close relationship. Let's listen now to some of the speeches made by some of the high officials that were present at the ceremony.
I feel honored to have participated in the celebration of the Ethiopian New Year in Djibouti, the year 2016 according to the Ethiopian calendar. It comes at a time when Ethiopia has successfully finalized the filling of the Renaissance Dam, which is the fourth filling. In Djibouti also there is a very important development of the inauguration of the wind energy at Gubet. These development projects augur well to the progress that is taking place in the region. We have serious challenges and we feel that the coming year would be a year of prosperity, peace, and happiness for the well-being of the region entirely, and especially for Djibouti and Ethiopia. May Allah bless all these countries. Thank you.
Under the aegis of the State Secretariat for Sports, the third edition of the Inter-Community Peace and Friendship Tournament closed yesterday at the King Fahd Sports Complex. In an atmosphere full of enthusiasm, this major sporting event brought together many personalities, including the Secretary of State for Sports, Mr. Hassan Mohammed Kamil, the Mayor of the city, Mr. Saeed Dawood Mohammed, the President of the Commune of Balbala, Mr. Mohammed Hassan, and the General Director of the AMPS, Mr. Mohammed Umar, as well as immediate figures from the sporting world. The grand finale pitted two impressive teams against each other, the Section 6 team and the Balbala team. The intensity of the competition electrified the public, who witnessed an exceptional spectacle. In the end, Balbala's team won the score of 2-0, demonstrating their talent and determination. Heading north now, where the prefect of the Tujara region, Mr. Muhammad Hamad Abbas, recently chaired a crucial meeting with the region's decentralized services with the aim of discussing and establishing of 40,000 trees in the region. This initiative follows a previous meeting, which was held at the Prime Minister's level and which shared the same objective, that of strengthening the presence of trees in the region. The planting of these 40,000 trees will take place in three strategic phases. First of all, the trees will be used to beautify public and private establishments in the region. This step will help create a more pleasing and aesthetic environment for the inhabitants of Tajara. Then households in the area will be encouraged to participate by planting trees on their own properties. Let's head towards Dakhil now, where a moving ceremony of distribution of Diwan al-Zakat took place at the Markazi of Ar-Rahma Center in Dakhil, organized in an exemplary manner by the Diwan al-Zakat Foundation. This distribution was of a particular importance for more than 83 orphan children in the region. These young beneficiaries received the first tranche of sponsorship contributions for the year 2023, an approach which demonstrates the generosity and solidarity of the community towards the most vulnerable. Each orphan child present at this event received a significant sum of 15,000 francs, a gesture which will have a considerable impact on their lives and which will allow them to meet some of their essential needs. This initiative by Diwan al-Zakat Foundation demonstrates the organization's deep commitment to supporting orphans in the region, providing them with valuable financial support. In the regional news, the Central Bank of Uganda has issued the first license for an Islamic transition bank in the country's history after passing legislation to carry out Islamic Sharia-compliant financing activities last June. This step will contribute to the strengthening of the process for economic and social development in this friendly country. The licensing ceremony took place in the presence of the chairman of the Board of Directors of Salam African Bank, Ali Abdullah Haytham, the deputy chairman of the Central Bank of Uganda, as well as representative of the Ministry of Finance and Development Economy of this country. On the one hand, the African Bank delegation from Salam met with the Speaker of the Ugandan Parliament, who congratulated the bank on the occasion of obtaining a license to operate in the country as the first Islamic bank. Another emergency humanitarian front has opened up in North Africa after the powerful earthquake in Morocco. The situation in Libya now is considerably catastrophic by NGOs. Floods caused by torrential rains have claimed at least 150 lives in the east of the country, which has also been hit by the Daniel storm from Greece, Turkey, and Bulgaria. Speaking about Morocco, a wave of solidarity is underway in the country. Following the earthquake that killed at least 2,500 people according to the official death toll published on Monday, Moroccans and foreigners alike are covering a blood transfusion center to donate blood. It is well worth the effort as the earthquake left more than 2,000 people injured, many of them in critical condition. Well, by this, our blood viewers, we finally conclude this edition. Thank you for being with us, and make sure to tune in later for more. Have a wonderful evening. Take care. Thank you.